What's up, guys? Can you see me? So, can anybody see the live? Let me know. You can write me a message so I know it's working. Morning. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. I guess so. Who's pushing the stock today? Arca. So what we're seeing here, I mean, I was short. I got squeezed out here. Got squeezed out here, which is fine. I took some profits, but then I took a big red here. But I didn't get stubborn with it. I should have went long, but it's too hard for me right now. But I'm watching it. I'm just watching it for the fun of it. But Arcas is like just pushing it hard. Like we're touching. I have all these levels here since morning time, and they're basically just pushing it through a level, and then they let it drop down, but they don't let it drop so much. So if you guys gonna notice here that every time it drops a lot, look at that. Arca will just basically push in, stop it, and then let the others jump on it, and then Arca will basically just give it a big push at some point, which is why we're getting these spikes here and here and also here. So that's what I've been doing. So I saw him even doing it here. I saw him doing it here. I didn't notice them here. I was just doing other stuff with my kiddos. And maybe that's the reason I got squeezed out. But I'm watching it now. And if you guys want to like look at that here, he's just like, he shows up. Every time it kind of drops, he's making these wicks here. So most of these wicks are Arca at this point. So this is the indication of them trying to push it even further. I mean, this stock hasn't ran in a long time, so it's one of the reasons too. These are kind of stocks that normally run. And then like this was a major level right here where we at right now, because this one should take us to at least to this one here. So you can have like a big zone here between this and that. So there's gonna be some more resistance around this area, so we can actually like there should be some right here also. So you're gonna have some cells in this area here around the 10. So you have these areas here that we're watching. But the things that we're watching like that. So Arca would jump in and then he will get the others to spike it up. And look at that. Every drop, you're gonna see in the big drops, Arca just shows up and kind of try to stop the bleeding. Look at that. He just showed up again. So every time in these drops, he's just showing up. Don't worry about the numbers, man. These numbers are basically just for them. Don't put too much emphasis on the numbers. This was a great short for me so far. So this is paying out pretty good. I mean, you can't win them all. So this one I took here when it broke after it opened. So this one is following the plan, but this one did not. So this one is basically, as you see guys, it did what normally happens, but instead of getting these fake outs, it actually held a trend here. I should have gone out, but I thought it might spike, like this spike here. And when it went down again, I thought it's another fake out. But I guess I didn't notice level 2 here because I'm not in my like normal trading days because I'm still on vacation. So I guess what happened here is that I didn't notice that Arca was still pushing it because they held this kind of trend here. And then they started now doing that squeeze. And I guess they took a lot of shorts out because this was a big short squeeze. So you can tell from what happened here, this was a short squeeze. And then over here, they try to do it again. So I guess they fake out shorts here. And as you see, like they kind of like held this area here. This was all Argo holding area. And every time this dropped, Argo was here to buy. And they kept doing that, and then they give it the big spike, which is indicate another squeeze. So they squeezed shorts again from here to here. And then they did it again here. And so far, they are still holding the line. And Arca is still holding the line, as you see here. Arca is totally in control at this point. So we're just following Arca. So it can be squeezed based on Arca. Like you can play these like you know, the you can play scallops in here. Like would be nice if you just follow them. So wait till he wait for a dump and then wait for him to show up. And once he shows up and pushes up and you see a widen in the level 2, you can play it for a couple of pennies. Like you can do like 20, 30 cents, 40-cent plays. So let's see, that's another push down. And as you see, the push showed up. Arca basically showed up, stopped it, and made look at the other market makers are just jumping after him. Like so, see, he just jumps on top, stops the bleeding right there. See, and he disappears, stops the bleeding, disappears. And this is indicating that they're probably gonna do another squeeze right there, so they're gonna like make another move to the top. So that's an interesting case to watch for level 2. So the people that are always asking about level 2. Don't put too much emphasis on the numbers, man. These numbers don't mean a lot. It's actually not what you think they are. So you have to keep in mind that the numbers are not your regular buy and sell. And as you see, exactly what happened, like I said it. So Arca kind of squeezed it down, held it, triggered, and here it is. It's textbook, guys. This is textbook advanced stuff right there. It's for everybody that keeps asking about level 2. So that's a good case to see that. So you can make good money on these. Like, you know, you could have made a 60, 70 cents just watching level 2 at this point. And as you see, Arca is still holding it. So the point is that you don't know when Arca is going to get out. So once they get out, that's when you're going to have a serious problem. I mean, the indicator here was top notch, as you can see. Like RJ's indicator called it from here all the way, and it's still holding it. So like he never indicated anything. He just added a new one yesterday too. So we're testing that. So we have like 3 of them I'm testing at the same time. But as you can tell here, here's indicated an entry right there, like somewhere in this area here, around the 340. And it's been holding so far. So the white line never went under, which is indicating this move is gonna continue. But I'm watching more advanced than the indicator. I'm watching the level 2 itself. So I'm going beyond the indicator at this point. As you can see, here goes Arca's, and Arca's numbers are small, as if you guys can notice, they're all 1s and 3s and 5s and 10s. He's not pushing with much. So he's pushing it like pretty slow at this point. And here goes, it's probably going to be another spike right there, like indicating these numbers here. There is another spike coming. So as you can see, there is a spike going to come here. So we're watching for this spike. That spike should take us at least to like here, like to the 940 area, the next spike, because the spikes are pretty big. How do I know? I just know, man. Years of trading takes time. I didn't learn this. Again, guys, I learned this by myself. Nobody teach me that. Nobody even knows about this stuff. It just from me watching the markets for years, I started going through a process that kind of teach me that stuff. But it is there if you look for it. You just have to be like understanding the what you're seeing on the time and sales and what you're standing here. Like my eye is pretty quick at seeing this stuff, but for you guys it's like rocket science. So I'm saying again, this is very hard. This one is very advanced stuff. But because I'm just used to it and I'm looking at the candles and it's a whole thing and my eyes just catching all of them at the same time. So it's not as easy as it looks. But again, look at this here, guys. We kind of have this stop here with wicks up and down, wicks up and down. And look at that, who shows up? Arca shows up right there. Arca and Edge too. They're both. Look at that. And here's the spike to 940. We crossed it to 960. So again, it's a textbook, like I said, to 940. And this indicated based on the numbers that I've seen here. And we jumped right there to 940. Kind of had like right there. But it went to 960. And here goes, that's going to be the next one is going to be the $10. So they're just squeezing. Here you go. There's another squeeze coming. It's probably going to take us, yep, right there. There's another squeeze indicated here in the flash. So here you go. There's going to be another squeeze right there. That's coming. They're just preparing for it, like fixing the books, but there's a squeeze coming right there. So the next one we're looking at is probably going to be in the 9. It's going to go from 980 to around 10, around 1030 area. So the next squeeze is going to jump from here to probably here. And as you see, guys, these were indication of the next move is coming. These two candles next to each other, because they're almost the same candles. And right now, again, so what they're doing is that because this is only a 2 million float, and right now we're trading at 50 million, so that float is just nuts at this volume. So they have to keep stopping, adjusting the books, and as you see, it never halted. Like it never halted, like all this, it halted here, but we didn't halt again at this point. So they are eliminating the halts, and that's why they stop, fix the books, and then here you go. That's the 980. Should take us above 10 for the next spike. So we're waiting for this one to see what is going to take us, and here it goes, exactly 1030 right there, textbook, right there. Okay, so the next indication at this point is 1070. So we're looking at the 1070 area. That's what they're gonna do another one. So we know that the next spike should take us to around the 1070 area based on what I'm seeing here. And here it goes, it went to 1077, went to 1090, but it kind of stopped at 1077. So right there, here it goes. Yeah, I just wanted to show you this, guys, because I know a lot of you ask. You go, they're probably trying not to halt it. I just see it wants to halt, but they are trying to stop the halt. At this point, it's gonna halt. Looks like, yep, we are going to halt. Yeah, we halted. Nope, no, they let it go. So they don't want to halt it. And here we go, guys. We went to the last line. That's it for me. That was the last line we had. So at this point, we're gonna have to see where they want to take it, but we are way up there. So this is now we're getting to a danger zone, in my opinion. It still can keep going, but at this point, I think this was the highest line I had because this had this spikes in here. So at this point, we're trading up a lot. I mean, I don't know where it's gonna go, but we're up almost what 700% at this point, and it's just gonna keep squeezing. So we can have one here, but they are still going. Yeah, nobody will ever teach you that, guys. Nobody, like I said, like you won't find this anywhere if you look for it. Like nobody knows this stuff. But again, here we go. Arca's still on it, so we're still going. And look at that. They're trying to halt it again. It's about to halt this time. This time it probably looks like a halt. Okay, so now it looks like a halt. It looks like we're gonna halt unless they move it real quick. For now, halted. Nope, nope. They let it go. They let it go. But look at these guys. It kind of stopped to halt and they pushed it further. So they don't want to halt it. which is indicating that they're about to be done soon. So, because look at this. This is the biggest move we had so far for the day. Look at that. It's trying to halt again. And here you go. Finally, it halted this time. This halt might be a dangerous one based on this big move. We went from 8 to almost 1250 on one move. So that would be a dangerous halt at this point. But this was a textbook play, guys. This was a textbook level 2 play. Has nothing to do with technicals or indicators or anything like that. This was just a technical, like you're playing with market makers at this point. And if you can understand what they're doing, you could have made a ton of money. I'm too busy. My kids are running around. I'm trying to make them quiet. But again, I'm on vacation, but I saw it's a good case. So that's why I wanted to share with you guys, since you guys all like keep asking about that. So I just wanted to kind of answer that question, since you guys always want to see that level 2 stuff. And it wouldn't have been any better than that. It's live and it's going, and I mean, I'm trying to explain it as it goes. I think it was a perfect play. So again, guys, don't think you're gonna be able to see what I see just from me teaching you what I see. That took me years of watching. It might sound that I'm doing it easy and I'm understanding what they're doing, but it's not as easy as you guys think. It takes a long time to understand that. Again, I know my basics, so for you guys, you need to understand the basics on top of that. Like this should be your last thing. Like that's your PhD kind of thing. So you need to graduate college first before you go for your PhD kind of thing. So just don't put too much emphasis on this. This does not happen a lot. But when it happens, it's there. Easy to catch if you know what you're looking for. But again, it takes time, it takes patience to understand. So yeah, I don't want everybody just to start watching the stuff and thinking like you're gonna have this in every trade. It's not. So just be careful when you're playing this. I think this stock looks like it wants to go again. We'll see what the open out be. I just want to see what they're gonna open at, but because if anybody has questions, you can ask them in here. Because again, I'm on vacation, I'm limited. I don't have that much screen, so please just I'm trying to help you out. So just work with me because I don't know why people are asking me questions on Discord. I'm right here live, so I can answer your questions. So just ask me here. We'll see how this one opens. We're probably now gonna start getting some pullbacks because now retail is all over it. So we'll see if they're gonna wanna play with retail or they're just gonna squeeze retail out of it and then move it again. And at this point, it's just a crazy move. Um, See a gap over here, but there's no way they're gonna go that far. But you never say never. But we have a couple of gaps here, so I don't know if they're gonna. Probably we're on the top of this gap right here. So which was what? Yep, right there. So we kind of filled the end of this gap. So let's see how this one is gonna go. We do have 1540 is what they're indicating they might open it at. So we have this one right there. And then we have, let's say, another one right there. So this one is right here. I looked it up, man. I don't have my scanners running today, so I looked it up. But it's around 2.5 million. That's the float for this stock. Here we go. We open 13 right there. Wonder if they're gonna take it to that 1540 area. Here it goes. Big spike. Okay, retail now is all over it, and it's gonna spike again. Now it's gonna halt again, probably. So now that it's getting a lot of volume, scanners are going nuts. So I'm still watching Arca. I want to see what Arca is doing. That's my main thing at this point. So Arca is still holding it, and Arca and X are still holding it, both of them. So that's indicating the move is not done. So they are still going. Here we go. And now with retail, they're gonna be spiking even further because now the float is nuts. And here goes 1540. It's coming, and we hit 1540. So this was the indication before the halt, the 1540 area. So we've seen that happen now. Now we're above the lines. It's gonna be 1720. The next one. Let's see if they go there far. At this point, I'm seeing around 17 is where it's gonna stop. Looks like it. We get close to 17, but and yeah, that's the retail bounce right there. Everybody's going crazy. Almost think it's gonna be there is already a hollow move, man. You're up 900%. I'm not sure how you think it might be. It is already a hollow move. And this is the dump we're talking about for retail. So MMs are gonna squeeze the retail out because there is no shares. So they're gonna take their money and keep pushing it to the long side, probably. At this point, shorts are getting burned. And they're gonna start burning longs through the time too. And as you see, Arca is not, here you go, Arca just jumped in now, finally again. But Arca is not jumping as fast as before. He's trying to stop it, but he's not putting too much effort. You can tell that he's not putting the effort like he was before. So at this point, I think they're gonna take some retail out and then bounce it again. So we're waiting. Here you go, Arca actually now jumping back in, as you can see. Yeah, and now Arca is trying to stop the bleeding at this point. Yeah, he's holding the line. So now we know we're holding the 1340. That's what Arca stopped it, the 1340. And you can look at FinViz. There's a lot of sites you can check, man. You can go read the filings. And we're testing that 1540 almost again, right there. You guys, you can see Arca is still pushing it, Edge is still pushing it. Both of them are still on top of it now. Again. So I want to see if they're gonna keep holding it or they're just getting the rest of their shares out at this point. Is that because you have to think, guys, they maybe were waiting to sell, so they pushed it to a limit to sell it out. So you need to know if they are done or they're just gonna keep pushing it further. I know the other MMs are pushing, but here you go. Arca is still pushing it, so Arca is not done. Here you go, Arca, right there. Back to the sixes again. So Arca is pushing it. Because we're indicating now that around $18 might be the next move right here. Should be this area around 18.25. Gonna look right there. Okay, Arca's trying to stop the bleeding again. So Arca is holding for sure. And are we gonna go to the 18? And here goes 18.25. Well, Arca jumps back in. Here it goes. He's right there. Now let's see now. He's not showing up. for now. He's not showing up still. So this is indicating that he's not, here you go, he's down there, but he's not pushing the top. We want to see him pushing the top and changing the bids. That's what we want to see. Here you go. He just jumped on top, changed the bid to the higher. I don't want to see him like keep doing that, but he's not doing it at this point. So he's either dumping at this point a little bit or he's just waiting. But let's see. So 15.18 was his call right now, and it went under his call. Let's see. I'm just watching him at this point. And he's now jumping on top again. As you guys notice, he was at 15.50. And now he's at 15.30. But you can tell that this time he's not pushing because the other MMs are not jumping on top of him. So he might be liquidating some, like they're taking some profits at this point. So this is an indication that this might be a slowdown. Like they might start dumping a little bit. So we'll see. As you can see, guys, he's not holding and tricking the other MMs like he was doing. He's basically just stepping there, selling some, and he's not like keep pushing it. We want to see him like pushing it, and then he shows up, push it, shows up, push it. But this time he's not doing that. He just shows up and just selling. Looks like I'm about to go, guys. I want to see what it's gonna do. Did you see that big spike here? Okay, so Edge and Arca are pushing. Let's see. 16. I want to see Arca on top. No, not. I want to see Arca on top of here. Okay, that's 16, 17, and it's dropping. It's not holding. So what I want to see, you want to see Arca spike it, and then the other MMs jump, and then he spikes it back, back, back. Like he's spiking, goes up, spiking, goes up, spiking. At this point, he's stopping, and then it drops, and then he stops, it drops. So it's a different story at this point. But right now, he's still right there. He's on top, trying to stop. But at this point, I think they are selling, they're not buying. So this is indicating that we might be going down at this point a little bit. Sorry guys, if I'm not looking at the chat, I'm just looking at level 2. It's hard to it takes a lot of effort to concentrate on this stuff because it's happening like in milliseconds, guys. So you're trying to catch, you know, something in a friction of the time between these two and the chart. So my eyes are like moving between both of them because I'm trying to understand the candles and level 2 and looking here too. Okay, so Arca is spiking now again, but didn't hold the spike. Yep. So at this point, they are not holding the spike, guys, and the big numbers now are on the bid side. So this is indicating that they're gonna flush. A little bit of flush might be coming, but they are still holding the flush at this point. They're not letting it go. So they might just be adjusting books. It can be a couple of things that they're doing. We cannot tell at this point. We kind of like in the zone, but they're not indicating if they are. Yeah, it's not. I'm not liking the spikes at this point. It is lower than it was before. Yeah, this is, it's not looking best because we're not getting the spikes. Like, see, we're getting these spikes, but the other market makers are not falling for it, or they're not going with Arca like they were. So that's not a good indication. We want to see a spike and like a continuation with the spike. on the level 2, but at this point we're not seeing that. So you're seeing Arca, and look at that, then yep, they are about to, yep. They're probably gonna flush retail out like we anticipated that they're gonna do here. That's why I think they didn't halt it all this time, because they knew after the halt, they wanted to get retail in for the halt and probably do that. And look at that, we're almost stopped at this line, the 1720, which was a perfect line for us. Yeah, but we're seeing bigger numbers on the bid side now, so I want to see what they're gonna do. So we're getting another spike here, but is it gonna hold or is it gonna fall? You're welcome, Don. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go. Like, I was supposed to go, but I just want to see it. It's a good lesson. I don't want to let it go since I'm live on it. So I promise my kids it's not gonna be long. But yeah, guys, we are definitely slowing down than before. But this is a good indication here. So kind of like they stopped the bleeding a little bit, and we're getting more on the buy side, and they are trying to squeeze it again, as you can see. Here we go. They tried to widen the level 2 at this point. Yeah, so they're not going for it at this point. They are still debating here. It's a lot of debates, and now Arca moving on this is not good. So Arca's kind of now moved from here to spiking it on this side, so we need to watch if Arca is done. Yep, Arca is now here, guys, if you can notice. But instead of spiking to the top side, they're spiking it to the sell side. So we need to see if they're gonna hold it or not. Again, guys, that's a very, very low float, so they can change this instantly. So it's hard to keep up. You have to be like tracking this second by second. Are you live with RJ each day? Yeah, man. When I'm normally there, I'm in the chat with RJ all day, and if I have enough and like people, I might jump live after RJ. But we are normally all live with RJ in the morning. You'll see me in the chat, but I don't jump like and talk unless RJ is not there. I'll take over. Yeah, look at this, guys. Like RJ is now spiking on the sell side, and we're getting the bigger numbers are now on the bid side. So that's an indication of a flush that's coming right now. And here's the flush. But are they gonna hold the flush? I wanna see if Arca's gonna hold the flush or Arca's just gonna drop it. Because again, guys, this move was, I think, the biggest move to get retail in, this one here. Because this was different than all the moves we did all day, which was going up, yes, but slowly. It wasn't like intense like this one. And now they are playing with retail because now there's a lot of retail in it. And all the chasers, like a lot of chasers got in here, in these candles here. And now they are paying the price. You're welcome. What other some good platforms? I know use one with the 10 sector. Man, the one Ross is using is basically TradingView. He just took an API from TradingView and called it his own. So it's nothing. I mean, if you look at the charts, they look exactly like TradingView, man. He's not doing anything wow, basically. And I don't trade 10 seconds, man, because you can trade wicks at this point. If I'm gonna trade 10 seconds, then I just trade wicks. Then I mean ticks. I'm sorry. Yeah, the flush is coming, guys. Looks like they're about to flush it, and they're trying not to flush it so hard, but they're gonna flush it because they're adjusting their books for the flush. I don't do much ticks, man. Like I do ticks sometimes, but I'm not big on ticks. Yeah, guys, I mean, you have to think that what Ross has is exactly trading view. Is not He did not invent anything, okay? It's that trading view chart. He just took it and just called it his own. So same thing with his scanners. His scanners are basically trade idea scanners that he took and just called it his own. He's not doing anything unique or anything new. He did not invent anything. He just copying whatever he see fit and trying to sell for cheaper price. That's all he's doing. So at this point, we see what they're doing right here. We have big numbers both sides at this point. I think retail is now all over this. We haven't seen these numbers in the big moves. So this is indicating retail is now in the play. So it's not going to be as clean. It's not going to be a market makers play anymore. It is going to be more of them now taking money from retail. And as you see, guys, the big numbers are not a good thing at this point here. I'm not liking that we have this. So we're probably going to get another flush at this point, unless they want to hold it. But the indication is it's just going to be a flush. Let's see how Arca does. Arca is your guy here, so if you guys want to watch anything. And here's Arca was top right there, but is it gonna spike up or not? It's kind of going slow now, not like what it was doing earlier, which is a spike followed by spike, spike. Now it's like he shows up, it stops, and okay, let's see. We're getting the spikes now, but Arca is not in the game at this point. He's like on the sideline, like he's right there, but he's not spiking it. As you guys, yeah, I'm not sure if you can guys tell the difference. I can tell with my eyes, but it is not spiking as it was before. Like they are trying. Yeah, I don't think so. I think Arca is selling. That's why he's standing there. He's not spiking and disappearing. Yeah, I believe they kind of stopped the move now. They're kind of slowing down. I only do live, man, when RJ is not there. I don't do lives when RJ is there. So my lives are normally up to him. RJ scanner? I don't know what RJ scanner you're talking about. I don't see an RJ scanner. Hey Bob, the market has the same stocks, man. All scanners are gonna show the same stocks. It's not rocket science. Whatever scanners you use are all gonna show, and all the stocks are gonna be the same. It's just based on what you're trying to find in the stock. So whatever the way you're building the scans, which is everybody normally building it based on the same thing, which is volume, and they all gonna show the same stocks, man. It's not, no man, really, it's not. Like, I always use it straight. Here you go, that's the flush, guys. Like, we expected. Like, all that, they're gonna flush it. It was in the scene right there. So there is the flush, and Arca is now selling. So I guess Arca is taking his profits and now going on the short side to take retail out. We probably might have another bounce here. Probably gonna take all retail to here, maybe, to this area. And then maybe squeeze it again. It's probably gonna be maybe a play after hours even. But for now, they need to take some of the retail out because there is no shares, and they want all the shares. And here you go, guys. We're indicating another drop is coming. These are not showing up. So we're at 13. They're barely holding it. The spread is getting very tight. I'm not sure how yours is not looking like us. It's just it is the same level two, man. They all look the same everywhere. You can have a different level two. And look at that, guys, the flush right there. Another flush is coming. Probably gonna go to here, I think. Yeah, like somewhere here. It's gonna be like somewhere here, like the 1180, 1160. You can watch RJ's, what RJ is saying. And for the first time, as you guys see, the white line is going under, and this here indicated to sell around this area. So you guys went here, which was be like this, and now we have this new one that's telling us that this is done for now, and we're pushing down. Are we gonna touch that 1180, 1160 area? Maybe you have different colors, man, because you don't have, you can change the colors. That's the only thing I would think of, that you have maybe different colors, but you can have different numbers, man. Unless you don't have live, which is a different thing. And Bob, just to answer your questions, man, I love Trade Zero, man. I love it over here. I prefer it because it has more info than Thinkorswim. But that's me. I mean, it just varies, man, what you like. I just like their scans better. It's not gonna give you any edge. I just like the info that it presents that I can see in TOS because I'm not a coder. I don't write scripts. So for me, it's different. Here goes 1180, guys, to the T. We hit that 1180. Look at that, 1170. We said 1180, 1160. We hit that 1180, and now we crossed the 1162, and it's gonna stop at 1160, which makes sense. Okay, guys, so they held it to the 1160, like we thought they're gonna do, but is that gonna be the stop of it, or they just gonna keep going? Again, we're not seeing the spikes, so not an indication of a play, and now we're building this like down zone. So overall, it's not looking best unless they step in. Oh, CHXE now is in the game, so that's not good. And CHXE normally means it's gonna dump. So I don't like when Chicago jumps in. I haven't seen him spiking to the top like that, like the whole day. So we'll see what they're gonna do with that. Yeah, so CHXE now is moving to the top of the list. I'm seeing him here. That's not. Oh, I like when CHXE is here. Yeah, man, if you press here, look at that, you can do a detach right there. I can change it. I'm not sure I can detach. I don't think I can detach this one because it's in the flexing. Yeah, I can detach that because it's in the flex grid. But yeah, you can detach it. Hey guys, so Chicago just showed up. Again, that's not good news. So I'll have to watch what Chicago does here, but I know what Chicago does, so it's gonna be hard to. Guys, we're testing that 1180, 1160 area again. This is the one I seen. that they're gonna stop at, but at this point, I'm not sure if they're gonna keep pushing it. Michael, for these questions, I think you better off ask Milo or Irfan. They are better at this stuff than me. I'm not the scripts guy, man. I'm the trading guy. I'm more into trading stocks and stuff. I'm not a coder, and I don't run that stuff. But for sure, if you can ask Milo or RJ or somebody, here you go, guys. We're indicating we're gonna drop now. Yeah, there is another flush that's coming. Looks like it. They're indicating that they're probably gonna test that 11 area. But we're now testing the 50 MA too, so that's if it flushes, it's gonna be a big flush here. Again, they probably gonna want to take all retail out of here because now people are holding big bags. Somebody's down like $6 on this. But the indication at this point is that we're gonna have a drop. And I still see Chicago. Nope, Chicago's not here at this point. Arca's still here. With crypto Archie, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm not sure what is this you're asking or you're saying. Guys, again, thank you for the comments. I appreciate it. But it's patient, guys. Takes time to learn. And here's the flush. It should be a big one. I think it should be like somewhere to here, I would say, indicating the 1070 right there. Probably it's gonna be somewhere in this area here. They kind of held it barely, but it's not looking good. Yeah, so they are not spiking it. That's not good. I don't see any spikes. I don't see anything. And here's the push to the downside. And well, we're gonna go to this area, the 1080, 1070. You're welcome, guys. I'm recording it so you can guys watch it later if you want. So as you see, guys, Arca is not spiking it anymore. They're barely holding it, but they're probably selling more than holding at this point. And here it goes. Looks like we're gonna drop here. Yep, right there. And 1070. We're gonna see a 1070. Let's see. Hey man, green is green. I'm red today, so red because of this one. I'm green on this one and I lost more than I did here, so my day is red. And I'm gonna close all my trading at this point, so I'm gonna be red for the day, which is fine. No biggie. Take it to the heart. And here's the 1070, guys, and we crossed through it, and they're holding 1085, but we went through that 1070 area, which they wanted, and we're stopping right there at 1076, which is here, as expected. Right here. So, yep. See you tomorrow, Bob. Yeah, so at this point, guys, as you see, the volume is dying out. Level 2 is indicating that they are done. I'm not sure why this candle is weird like that. Weird on the volume size. Yeah, so at this point, you guys need to watch it. See, whenever they spike it back, that's what you need to watch. Other than that, there's nothing to see at this point. It's just gonna be a slow bleed until retail gets out. Once retail gets out, they're probably gonna start pushing again. So for now, they made their money on the top side. Now they're gonna make their money on the downside. And once they are done, they're gonna spike it again and ride it. So if you guys trading all day or if you have the patience, I'll wait to see when they move it back. And once they move it back, you can ride the train with them. But it is gonna happen very quick. So if you're watching it, you need to be ready for it. So, but at this point, there is no indication of anything going on. That's it, they slowed down. The push is over. Okay, we're getting more numbers on this side here. But is it gonna hold? No, it's not, because you see the numbers are actually bigger on this side. Yeah, it's not gonna hold. So this is another flush that's coming. Yep, and here's the flush. Just like that textbook, guys. This is textbook level stuff right there. So yeah, we yeah, they're walking it down, but there is a process to walking it down with low floats. So you have to be watching how they're moving it down. As you see, there's a flush coming now. That's an indication of another flush right there. I short more than I long, man. And here's the next flush. We crossed over the first one. Now we're going over the second one. And this one is probably going to take us to here, like to the 920 area. So that's probably another $1.50 move right there. So we should see that area here. Test that. The 930. This is the one I'm said I should take in this one because it hit right there. I had my line from earlier days. That was a perfect short. Couldn't break through it. Tried twice. I could have taken a short here. Was a nice dollar move. But again, guys, I'm not shading full capabilities. So, and big spike. But that's a fake out. That's an algo spike right there. We're doing the crossover than when we do every day, guys. So this can spike, and then flush out. Should do something maybe like this. So I'll be careful with these. Okay, we're getting more numbers. Let's see if this was the candle to take us down further. Looks like it. Yep, looks like it might be the candle that's gonna take us further down. There's no books for that stuff, man. You never find anything about this stuff. This stuff is all hidden. It's hidden from retail, man. You have to find it on your own. And here's the flush. And this was it, guys. We've seen this every day. I showed you this many, many times. This candle happens and then we get a lower low. So I just love shorting, man. It's easier to short for me than longing. Because most of these are dumpster, like garbage stocks. So they will go as high as they can, but then they short harder when they short and they go their way. You make more money on the short side. For me, I prefer shorting. It's just a bit of more challenge, but I just see myself in shorting. I watch when I wait for them to pull the trigger. I just prefer shorting. It's just what I prefer. Doesn't mean it's the best thing. Some people don't short at all, so it's what works for me. I make most of my money on shorting. My biggest wins are normally on short side overall through the year. Yeah, when I do longs, I do like some big ones too. But overall, I'm more profitable on the short side than the long side. But that's for me. Doesn't mean it's for everybody. But find what works for you. That's all that matters, man. Doesn't matter what I do. You need to find what works for you. So now they're holding this line here. So it's either we're gonna have something like this, and then another, and finally they go again. Like maybe this is where they're gonna stop because we finally get a base right now between this and this. So it's either you're gonna get a spike to the top side and now start squeezing the shorts out. Like maybe they said enough for the longs, they lost enough, everybody's out. And now we need to take the shorts out and push it to the top side. So this is an area I would watch here. So if they spike it up at this point, it might go. Let's see what they're trying to do here on Arca. They're pushing. Okay, that's a spike. Another. Let's see if we get more spikes or not. We're not getting spikes after spikes. We're just getting slow spikes. Barely holding. Yeah, so we're not getting a spike followed by a spike here and here. Yeah, okay, these are the spikes I'm looking for. So we got one spike. Is it gonna hold or not? But this is basically what happened in this area. It might happen here or it might be a fake out. It can be the fake out for the drop down. So we're getting numbers here, which might indicate we might go a little bit up right there. But we're getting more numbers now here too. See, they went through it. No, they didn't. So Chicago is out, which is good news. So the big shorts are out. That's a good indication. We want to see now the big boys, Arca and Edge, back in play. And here you go. Arca is back in the game for now, trying again. Let's see if they can hold it. Yeah, so we kind of build a base here, and that's when, you know, this is it. This is when you're gonna have either go down or go up. And I guess at this point they're deciding to go up. Maybe there's no. I don't have confirmation on here. That's the point in here. You have to wait for confirmations because it can be fake outs. So at this point we don't have any confirmation. The confirmation will be at least breaking of this area here of 13 to confirm to the go to the upside, or to break to the downside. So you have to wait for the break of this to the 10 if you go short, or to the 13 to go long. I wouldn't play in this zone now. This is a zone that they're getting their books straightened out and they're gonna decide where it goes. So this is all like non-tradable zone. I wouldn't trade anything here. So this is where confirmation makes sense to wait for one. DM in a long time, this one. Damn. Yeah. Nice. But here took out shorts. TGT. How's the SPY doing? The SPY is inching up. Crazy. Okay. Yep. So this wasn't a clean break here. That's why I wouldn't jump in any of these trades at this point. This is the worst time. Worst time and place to be trading, actually. So okay, they are trying. Here's the spike. That's the big spike. And now, okay, we need this to hold. If this holds, might be a good play to play on the upside. I've seen some massive numbers here. If you guys seen, there was a 11,000 plus flush order here above the 13 area. So this might have been it. They couldn't cross the line. It would have been nice if they held this line above the 13. So far they couldn't hold it, but indication is that it's going up. For now, it needs to hold. We're closer to the 50, so let's see if they get a spike, because now it's gonna be a short squeeze, so the spikes above 13 should be a big spikes. That's what I would watch for. And here's the 13, testing, bigger numbers here. probably indicating we are about to move, and here we go. And we should start seeing some spikes to continue the move. And let's see. Arca is now spiking up, so that's it. That's good. And Arca is now spiking to the top side. Yep, they're probably gonna now squeeze. So that might be a confirmation for a play, I would call it, for the long side. But let's see if they hold it or not. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I gotta go. Kids are freaking out. So I'm gonna call this for the day. I just wanted to show you something to answer your questions. So I hope that helped you out. And I'll see you again tomorrow. But I gotta run. And I hope you guys learned something. That's all that matters. That's why I put the time in for today. Okay, guys, enjoy trading. Watch this one. It still might go, I would say. So watch for this area here. It seems that this is the area where you're gonna have a fight. So if he's still trading it, I would watch for here. And I think the next break above this area is gonna squeeze you to the top side. So I'll watch this area, at least for a break for confirmation again. And if it happens, you can play it. For now, there is no indication of anything. They tried to spike it twice, which is indicating that it's not ready or it's gonna dump. So I would just be careful here because this didn't hold and this didn't hold back to back. And we don't see the spikes on level 2 either. So Arca was here, but he's not spiking it, he's selling it. So this might be the indication of the next move to the 9 area here. So I would be careful, don't trade this area. This is like, this whole area is a dead zone. So just be careful, guys. Don't trade this area here. This whole area is a dead zone. Don't trade that. So trade above here with a break and a hold. Needs to break it and hold it. You can jump in because this can just simply be another fake out and them taking it to the 980 area. So you're welcome, guys. What the big buy is coming and your indicator flush. Look, man, when you see these numbers here, they're probably gonna dump it. Like you see this here, look at that. So this is indicating that they need the shares, like they don't have shares and they're trying to flush it. So that's what they're trying to do. So as you see here, this numbers, most retail would jump in thinking that they're about to spike it, but it's vice versa. So they are selling, but they don't want to drop that. They don't have the shares, so that's what they do. They put this here to kind of sell it. So that's how it works, kind of. But as you see, like you see these big numbers, and it indicated of like another flush is coming. But it doesn't work like this on every stock. Again, it's different depending on the stocks and depending what you've been watching. But just based on what I've been watching here, I know this is the indications for these plays here. So that's how it goes. But it's different from stock to stock, man. So it's not like one size fits all. So this was indication based on what we've been seeing all day. You're welcome, guys. I appreciate you all. Okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Just be careful with this one again. Watch this zone. And good luck to you guys. Hopefully you make some money. See you tomorrow, guys.